Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here. Doing my live video tonight. I have been trying to keep on message, on point, on giving women the content that is helpful to them, especially when things kind of get crazy and it is officially crazy. So I'm going to try and stay on message as much as possible and be as focused as much as I can. And really continue to deliver content that is helpful to women. I get messages from women all over the world every single day about how they've learned something or they've taken a tip or they've been like, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing this. I didn't know, I didn't realize. That's why I do what I do. And in the time that we're living in right now, I'm going to continue to give an information for women. I'm a women's health expert. That's my specialty. That's what I do. So I'm going to continue to do that. And in the scope of everything that's happening right now, I'm going to be tailoring that for what's happening for us in the world. And in my city, in my backyard. Yep. Yeah. So I live in Minneapolis. I live in the Twin Cities. I grew up here. I'm from here. Here, again, for those of you that are here as well. And it's a lot. It's a lot to process what's happening. It's a lot to process what's going on. I'm not going to take this time to share anything that I am not 100% sure on in terms of information or data, because that can be changing all the time. But it is scary. Just as I was, coming on to do this, I saw that, I have friends that were on the freeway that almost got run over by a tanker truck. So that's scary. And knowing that my friends are okay is, helpful, but it's hard to see that and hear that and know that those are people that you love and care about when things like that happen. And it's hard. It's hard to find the right words for what's happening. Here's what I will say is that, it is terrible. They're, in the city I live in, police pulled over a car with no plates, and the driver got out and lit it on fire and tried to run. All these crazy things are happening. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, we are all going off of rumors or half information or all these other things. So I don't know. I'm not in on any information. I just kind of see what everybody else sees. I did a podcast talking about some more stuff and my feelings on it. On that, because I wanted to stay focused on message on my videos here and really share helpful information for people right now and what you can do and what you can use. My heart goes out to a lot of people who are suffering and who are hurting. And it's just hard, and it's hard. And I see people throwing comments out and people throwing things out there, and I don't know, I mean, yesterday, my husband and I, we went to his job site to set up cones again around his construction site, just so if people wanted to protest that they would have the safety to do so that they didn't get too close to, the construction site, so they can do that in a safe way, because, that's not the police's job. That was his job, because that's his job site. And I had somebody say, well, people shouldn't be protesting. I was thinking to myself, I was like, my mom protested, in the 60s at the University of Madison. So for those of you that have ever seen a photo of, a student putting a flower in the barrel of a gun, my mom was there, fighting for human rights. So this is not anything that's new in terms of what I try and speak on, and what I try and educate women on is where we have been misled or not informed, and that's what I do, right? So not to get torn off, off the path and everything else, right? Not to get, dive down this rabbit hole where it's really hard to find your way out when you're down there. And it's scary. It's heartbreaking to see. But the silver lining is that with me sharing this and voicing my concern and sharing this with other people and saying, you know what, you do have a voice, you do have, the ability to make change, even no matter how small it is, it matters. No matter how small the change is, it matters, right? Speak up for yourself, speak up for people that you love and care about. And, do what you can. I shared this yesterday on my stories, I tend to share a little bit more about my life there. So I don't do this and rant on my live videos. But I did talk about places to really to donate, right? Because as much as cities get torn down, the beautiful part about humans is that we can come together and support those in need. And that was where my heart was really going out to the families, the communities, the moms, the children that are in those areas that now don't have resources. And to see the amazing display of bags and packages and things brought in, and people in the community that I've done. And I donated to things, and there's some great sites where you can donate to causes that need it. This is the time to do that. And that's where my energy has gone, for as heartbreaking as it is, and for as much as I worry and get scared for people that I love and care about that almost get run over by a tanker truck on the freeway. Just, it's okay. That's where I'm going to focus. Where can I make change? Where can I help? Where can I be of service? And here is where I landed right now. So, this is what I do. This is part of what I do in terms of sharing my message with others. So I am also wanting to state that I am open to feedback. If you have questions on something, if you have concerns about something, if you're like, I need help with this in this time, please let me know, because I do tailor my information based on what you are asking. A lot of times I get asked on, I'm frustrated I can't lose weight. I'm frustrated that this and that is happening. Yep, and that's where I do my videos off of. I don't actually create the topics for them. It's from what women ask me. This one is where I landed today, though. This one was all me, because I thought, how am I going to best serve people today? How can I best help women today? And I thought, you know what? This is where I have been in the past couple of days, self-regulating my own trauma response. And here's where I am. I did a podcast on my own experience with trauma. Which I'm not going to get into now, with domestic violence and things like that, because it is a trauma that rocks you to your core. And so what's coming up for me right now a lot is the same feelings. And so it's a lot to process and go through. It really is. So here are the things and the tips that I had with taking care of myself. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you're not going to be the best version of yourself to help others. So that's the message I wanted to give today. Again, if you have questions, if you have feedback, if you need something else, I'm here for you to help in any way possible. But for those of you that are hurting, if you're wondering, how do I get beyond this? How do I handle this? Right? It's a lot, and it's overwhelming, and that's okay. And like I said, I'll be having a podcast come out, and I'm going to be spending a little more time on this, the trauma response for people and steps you can take to take care of yourself. So, but here's some things to keep in mind for you, right? Put the oxygen mask on yourself before you can put it on others. And again, I have a family, I have 3 kids. So we've had a lot of tough conversations, about what's happening and about what they can do. And I said, you're living through some really incredible things in history. So you'll look back on this and be like, oh, wow, okay. But for them right now, their world is shaped by what I shape it as, right? I'm providing the outline for them. And I want to make it a really good outline and give them, good, support and help them feel okay. So that's why I work on my trauma response. For that. Okay. First thing to make sure that you're doing to take care of yourself, because in a trauma response, you can have many different things, fight, flight, freeze. And there's another one, is it fibbing or something, like lying? Fight, flight, freeze. Those are the main ones that people talk about. You might know which one you are. I'm freeze. I like deer in headlights for a moment, and then emotionally kind of shut down and physically shut down. And I sometimes will not eat or not do things that normally when my trauma response is triggered, and that's definitely the case. So make sure you're hydrating yourself. Make sure you're getting enough water, getting enough electrolytes in. That's going to keep your system going. Getting dehydrated can happen super fast, and it can happen without you realizing it. So stay hydrated. Make sure you're getting in enough protein, protein with your snacks. This can be a cheese stick, right? This can be peanut butter toast. I posted it earlier on my stories. I had, it was a rice cake, and I slathered peanut butter on it. And then I put they're like all natural M&Ms, but I put M&Ms on top because I was like, I need the M&Ms today too. Ugh. Yeah. So that was my snack. And I was like, okay, I got some protein in at least. I got a little bit of protein here. Okay. Yep. Fueling my body, making sure I'm taking care of myself. And then if you notice that you're really having a hard time, one thing to just keep in mind, and set a timer on your phone or whatever, your watch, eat every 2 hours, eat something. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a big meal. It doesn't have to be anything big, but eat, eat. And because it's so easy for your system to get depleted. When your system is going through this, your body response is different. Your brain response is different, and it takes up a lot more energy, right? And so eating keeps your blood sugar levels pretty regulated, and it helps you process this better. Again, because it's such a mental, emotional processing, it happens then physically. And if your physical body breaks down too, it's really hard to move from that standpoint. So that's where you can do these things to take care of your physical body. In the podcast I'm going to be releasing, my podcast is called The Female Health Solution. I will be talking more about some other things, processing it and everything. Tara, good timing. I literally just topped my water and grabbed a protein snack. Yes, Tara. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Tara. Get that snack in. But this is the thing, eat, even if you're like, God, I don't feel hungry. Because again, that's the way I feel. I will not get hungry. I will watch things or be involved in things or hear from people, or get text messages, and I won't want to eat. And that is really not good for your digestive system, for your blood sugar levels, for a lot of things. So keep eating, even if you don't feel like it, even if it's like a quarter of an apple, just get something in, that's helpful. Something whole food, preferably, right? Like not lollipops, So there's that. That's going to keep you going there. And then, the other thing too about eating every 2 hours, if you feel like, gosh, I don't feel like I can stomach food, I don't feel like I can eat something, I feel like I'm going to get sick, still get something in your system. This is where protein shakes are great. Even if it's half a protein shake, it's liquid, it's like pre-chewed, half digested already. Just drink half of a protein shake or a protein shake. There you go. Whenever I'm in a trauma response and I have a hard time, I sometimes will not eat food all day until dinner because I have such a hard time with it. I did this the other day. I just had protein shakes. I had a half of a protein shake for breakfast. I couldn't do a whole one because I woke up and it was hard news to watch, my city, and I immediately think to the people that live there. So I just had half of a shake. That's what I could handle. And then later I was able to have a full shake. And I really couldn't eat any food until dinner, but still getting, a half a shake or getting like snacks, little things, is helpful. So get stuff in as you can. Keep your system going. And then grounding. Ground yourself with different things. Sometimes grounding is done like literally get outside, put your bare feet on the ground, connect with nature, go in nature for 30 minutes without your phone. We took a little jaunt, which I posted. I brought my phone with me. I did not look at my phone except for when I was recording that little piece. We go out for a little bit, 30 minutes outside in nature. It was great to disconnect. It was great to disconnect from social media and the news and everything for a little bit and ground myself, reconnect, and be able to do that. Sometimes taking like an Epsom salt bath is very calming and soothing. Some people use essential oils, just find different ways that you can ground and center yourself. Meditations. One of my other favorite things for grounding is I will listen to, I do it on YouTube. I just pull it up on YouTube. Serotonin music, dopamine music. It's like this like soundscape kind of thing. It's very soothing. And I just sit there and listen to it. Right? That's how I do my meditations. Or I do a guided meditation. Because if I'm going to do a meditation on my own, honestly, if I'm not listening to something or having somebody guide me through, I start making a grocery list in my head. I can't help it. So finding a way to get grounded and recentered. And you might have to do this again and again and again. And right now our systems, our human frames have been through a lot in the past 2-3 months. How long has it been? Right? Like it's been, oh, you know, and it's been hard. And there's been some days where it's been okay, and some days where it's been really not okay. So do what you can, have grace with yourself. Do what you can to take care of yourself. As you can take care of yourself better, you can take care of others better. And that's really where it comes down to, right? That's really where it comes down to. Yeah. And I want, you know, there's a lot of people that are hurting, and you know, and a lot of things need to change and are changing. And I also feel like as a person with a platform and a voice, that, you know, it's not something that I'm going to be silent on, right? Like I said, I have a podcast where I'm going to, you know, talk more about that. I really wanted to focus on, you know, my video here on giving you guys tips to take care of you, and for the women that, you know, that need it, right? Because we're the drivers of health in our families, in our household. And if we're the ones that are suffering and we're trying to just take care of everybody else without even remembering to eat or drink something for hours, we're going to have a harder time. We're going to suffer. So that's where I wanted to give this information for women, really give more, you know, guidance that way, like I always do. And other resources I have, of course, if you're wondering about more of these things, like I said, I mentioned I have a podcast, A Female Health Solution. I have a YouTube channel, which is called Dr. Beth Westy. I just have a lot of videos there that talk about women's health. If that's helpful for you to tap into more things on women's health, I have a ton of things there. I have a book, you know, that's called The Female Fat Solution. This is on Amazon. I talk about women's nutrition and hormones and everything else. And I do have a program. I'm not going to put links for anything right now. But I have a website, right? I just want to tell you, if you are interested, if you want to look at these things, they're there. My website is drbethwesty.com. But this is what I do, right? This is what I do. This is what I focus on. And I want to focus on providing more resources and more information for people right now that need it, because they need it, and it's hard. And it's, right? Like the world was hard. And then it's getting a little bit tougher. Yeah, especially because this is happening where I live and in the communities and with people that I love and care about. Yeah, and sometimes it's hard to find the right words for all of it too. So, yeah. Normally I'm pretty energetic. Normally I'm pretty excited because I love doing this. I love sharing information, but this is a hard topic. This is a hard topic to go through, because at the same time, I also have my own trauma response that I don't know if you notice, I like kind of freeze out for a second and I have to bring it back on, right? Like I've done a lot of therapy. A lot of therapy over the past 4 years. Good stuff. So yeah, these were the things that have helped me in the past and continue to help me. And these are the things I will share for those of you that need it. But this is what I wanted to come on and talk about. And for those of you that need any help, need any assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm more than happy to be a resource for you if you need. And again, keep me informed for any other organizations that need help, that need any type of support, because I'm here to support those that need it as well, and be part of the change that for good. That's ultimately, you know, what I what I think will happen out of all of this, right? Yeah, the rising tide raises all boats. So the rising tide, I think, is coming. Yeah. So it's here to raise all boats. All right, that's what I got tonight. Okay. Yes. So I'm going to continue to talk about women's health stuff. I will continue to educate on women's health things. But for tonight, I wanted to talk about the trauma response and just some things that have been helpful based on my personal history. Yeah. Other than that, again, I am also an open book. I'm also open to feedback from people, and I'm open to, tailoring my information for those that need it. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, a great rest of your day. That's what I always say. Great rest of your day. Finish out the day. It's getting dark now. We've been on curfew here past few nights. Curfew tonight. I imagine they'll be extending it. Yeah. I don't know. And again, my heart goes out to all of you who are hurting. And I just want to be part of the change and part of the help that's coming. The change for good. So, all right. Other than that, I don't know. Let me know if you guys need anything else, because I'm here. I'm here for y'all. All right. I'll see you guys later.